Hello everyone, welcome to the class. My name is Fatima Begum. I am going to teach you political science. Today we will discuss in the topic constitution. So the name of your chapter is formation of constitution. So today I'll try to give you a basic knowledge on this and try to explain as much as I can. So when you hear the term constitution, তোমরা কি বুঝো? If someone says constitution in front of you, then what do you understand by this term? কেউ যদি তোমাদের সামনে দিয়ে constitution এই শব্দটা উচ্চারণ করে তোমরা কি বুঝতে পারো? Is it a school or is it an institution? It is a book? It is an object? What do you understand by it? তো এই শব্দটাকে তোমরা কি বুঝতে পারো? So let me tell you. So a constitution is a book, okay? এটা একটা বই in which there are set of rules and regulations are written on it, on the basis of which the government of your country or of a country runs the country smoothly. একটা constitution কেউ যদি constitution বলে তোমরা কি বুঝতে পারবে? এই constitution-এ থাকেটা কি? এখানে কিছু rules and regulation দেওয়া থাকে, ঠিক আছে? On the basis of this কি করা হয়? একটা দেশকে চালানো হয় যারা সরকারে থাকে. For example, the leaders of our country, isn't it? Who are sitting, who are having the power to run this country. We elect them, isn't it? Why? So that they can rule and regulate the affairs of this country. So how can they regulate these rules and regulation? I mean, how can they regulate the affairs of this country? They need some rules and regulation, isn't it? ওদেরও কিছু rules and regulation এর প্রয়োজন, isn't it? If তো একটা স্কুল চালাতে কি হয়, আমাদের কিছু rules and regulation প্রয়োজন হয়. আমরা কি করি, on the basis of this rules and regulation আমরা কি করি, স্কুলটা চালিয়ে নেই. ফর এক্সাম্পল, স্কুলে কয়টা আসতে হবে, টিচার্সরা কে কি পড়াবে, স্টুডেন্টসরা কি পড়বে, কোন ক্লাসে, একটা সিস্টেমেটিক দেওয়া হয়, isn't it? এখানে ক্লাস 8 এর স্টুডেন্ট বসবে, ইট ডাজন্ট মিন নেক্সট ডে তোমরা অন্য কোন একটা ক্লাসরুমে গিয়ে বসবে, এরকম না. একটা সিস্টেম থাকে যে তোমরা প্রত্যেকদিন এই ক্লাসরুমে আসবে. তোমাদের বিজ্ঞানের টিচাররা কি করবে, তোমাদেরকে বিজ্ঞান পড়াবে, অঙ্কের টিচার অঙ্ক করাবে, isn't it? So like this what happens, there is a systematic system, isn't some rules and regulations are there, on the basis of which what happens, the institution is run. Why? কি হয়, বিনা রুলস এন্ড রেগুলেশন দিয়ে যদি একটা স্কুল চালানো হতো কি হতো, আজ এক সপ্তাহ ধরে তোমাদেরকে সোশ্যাল সায়েন্স পড়ানো হতো, ইট ওয়ন্ট বি এফেক্টিভ, isn't it? এটার কোনো প্রয়োজনই নেই তোমাদের. You need to know, understand, you have to study everything which are given in the curriculum, isn't it? তোমাদের সিলেবাসে যা যা দেওয়া হয়েছে সবটা তোমাদের নলেজের প্রয়োজন আছে. So to give you this lesson, to give you this knowledge, what happens, the institution has to follow some rules and regulations, otherwise they cannot fulfill all the demands which are from the initial period, from the starting of the session. Some aspirations are given which need to fulfill within this year, isn't it? কিছু একটা সিস্টেম থাকে যে এই বছরে আমাদের কি করতে হবে, এই সিলেবাসগুলো কমপ্লিট করতে হবে, এই ধরনের কি করতে হবে, এক্সট্রা কারিকুলারগুলো অ্যাক্টিভিটিগুলো কমপ্লিট করতে হবে. সো দেয়ার আর সাম গোলস টু রান, অ্যান্ড টু অ্যাচিভ দিস গোলস উই নিড সাম রুলস অ্যান্ড রেগুলেশনস. সো what is the importance of this rules and regulation? I hope you are understanding, so that these things can be run smoothly, isn't it? So likewise what happens, the people who are sitting, who are having power in the government, isn't it? যারা আমাদের সরকার, for example our government is the owner, is the sole power, he is having the sole power of running this country. ওদেরও কি প্রয়োজন, কিছু rules and regulationের প্রয়োজন. They also need some rules and regulations to manage, to regulate the affairs of this country. Like in the earlier class I have said that India is a very vast country and there will be problems here and there everywhere, because see, একটা গড়ে একটা ফ্যামিলিতে, লাইক আই সেড ইন দ্য আর্লিয়ার ক্লাস, যদি কিছু রুলস অ্যান্ড রেগুলেশন না থাকে, কিছু সিস্টেম ফলো না করা হয়, কি হয়, এই গড়ের অ্যাফেয়ার্সগুলো ঠিকমতো হয় না, কেউ ঠিকমতো বড় হতে প্রবলেম হয়, isn't it? You cannot fulfill the things you need. For example, তোমার এখন খাওয়ার প্রয়োজন, যদি কোনো একটা সিস্টেম না থাকে, যদি 8টার সময় তোমাকে নাস্তা না দেওয়া হয়, তুমি কি করে খাবে, যদি বানানো না হয় কি করে খাবে? So you need some rules and regulations, some systems in the house, so that things can be run smoothly, your life can be run in a smooth manner, isn't it? So কি হয়, to run a country likewise what happens, the government needs some rules and regulations. So see, India is a very vast country, and within 5 years our government are changed, isn't it? We elect new persons as our representatives. So ki hoy, if there are some rules and regulations which are not written, which are not documented, তো কি হবে, নতুন সরকার আসবে, নিজের কিছু এক্সপেকটেশনস থাকবে, ওরা কি চাইবে ওগুলা ফুলফিল করতে, বাট দ্য থিং ইজ দ্যাট ইউ নিড সাম বেসিক থিংস, ইউ নিড সাম বেসিক রুলস অ্যান্ড রেগুলেশনস, ইউ হ্যাভ সাম major problems which are very much what they exist from the very beginning and they need to be fulfilled every year. These things cannot be changed. For example, আমাদের কি রেশনের প্রয়োজন আছে, আমাদের স্কুলের প্রয়োজন আছে, আমাদের হেলথ ফ্যাসিলিটিগুলোর প্রয়োজন আছে, but if a government is changed and there is no rules like you have to continue these systems, you have to provide these facilities, you have to employ doctors, teachers for this institutions, what happens, what will happen, কি হবে, একটা সময় কি হয়ে যাবে যে এই ইনস্টিটিউশনগুলো বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, isn't it? Because a new government will come with new goals and you cannot get the things what you want, what you are getting from earlier time. So what happens, we need some rules and regulations which can be written on a book. আমাদের কিছু লিখিত documented rules and regulations প্রয়োজন হয়. That's why what happens, the need of a constitution can. So বুঝতে পারছো, I think why we need a constitution, so that the needs of the people of this country can be fulfilled, and the government should provide these things in a systematic manner, and the government can run this country in a very smooth manner by following some rules and regulations which are documented in a book which is known as the constitution. I hope you understood what is the term constitution. See, there are many definitions given in many different books by many different scholars. So some of the definition given by Gilchrist and others are there in your book, you can find them. You try to memorize these things, it will be helpful for your examination. I am just trying to give you the concept, I am just trying to make you clear what is these things are, okay? So for exam if you understand these things, it will be good for your knowledge, and for exam you can memorize this definition from your chapters, okay? So I hope you understood what is a constitution is. So in very simple term, a constitution is a book in which some set of rules and principles are written on it, on the basis of which a government runs the affairs of the country. So I am going a bit longer. Not only this, in the constitution what happens, there are many other things, many important things are there which are written in a very systematic manner, okay? For example, a government, what kind of powers a government can regulate, what kind of rules they can make, what is their limitations. For example, if a new government comes and says no, we will snatch the liberties of the people, they cannot do so because the constitution gives limitations on their powers of rule making, okay? We know that the government has the power to make rules for us, isn't it, to regulate these rules, execute those rules, but the thing is that they also need a limitation, otherwise they will go, the government will turn into a dictator, isn't it? And what will happen, we will face problems, that they will snatch many freedoms we are enjoying right now. So there is in the constitution, what it does, it provides some limitations on the power of this people, that they cannot do these things, they can do this thing. These things are very systematically given in the constitution. Another feature of the constitution is that if we ever talk about, it separates the powers, okay? For example, I think you all know that there are 3 organs of the government, isn't it? What are these? Judicial organ is there, executive is there, and another one is what? Legislation, isn't it? So who will execute the power, who will make these rules and regulations, and how if these rules are right or wrong for the citizens, for the people of this country, will be judged. We need to judge, isn't it? For example, some MLAs sitting on the assembly, or some member of the parliament are sitting there and making laws on their wish. If there is no one who can examine these rules, if right or wrong, then there will be a problem, isn't it? So likewise, the constitution gives separation of powers, okay? This says it explains, it gives systematic and limitations on this, and who will check or who will not, who will do what kind of works, what kind of powers the government will enjoy. These things are very systematically given in our constitution. Besides this, for the citizens, what kind of rules and laws are there. Besides this, the constitution also says that what kind of rights the citizens will enjoy, what kind of facilities the government will give to the citizen of the country, and in the constitution it is also given that what kind of duties are there for the citizens. So this, all those things are very systematically written in the constitution. Okay, so you can say that it is a will to run the country. Okay, it's a very important core of this country, on the basis of which the country is run. Without it, without the constitution, the country cannot be run very smoothly, and there will be chaos. Obviously India is a diverse country, there will be there are different kinds of demands, there are different kind of problems which needs to be solved, isn't it? The demands needs to be get fulfilled. We need to solve the problems of the people who are residing in this country. On the basis of this, many diversions are there, many kind of problems are there in this country. So constitution is the only source which tells how to solve, how to give solution to this kind of problems, and who can give and how to give. These things are very systematically and clearly written on the constitution. Okay, the second point is why we need a constitution. I hope you already understood why we need a constitution. As I said, to run a school we need some rules and regulations, we need some systematic plannings, isn't it, to fulfill all these aspirations, to get all these aspirations done within a year, within the session. In a school we need some systematic plans, rules and regulations. Likewise, to run a country, to fulfill the goals, to fulfill the aspirations of the people, to fulfill the demands of the people, to solve the problems of the citizens, and how to run the affairs of the country, we need a constitution. I think it's very clear now. Now since the chapter is about the formation of the constitution, now we will talk about the formation of the, how the constitution was formed, that is how our constitution was made, when it is started, who are the persons who gave time and who gave this kind of thought that we need a constitution, how this constitution will be made, and these things were discussed in a very long period of time. Hope you all already know about these things. I think you all know about Rajendra Prasad, B.R. Ambedkar, so you know about these personalities, and they are related to the main thing of our constitutions. They are the core, they are the, even B.R. Ambedkar is known as the father of our constitution, isn't it? So now we will discuss how these persons made the constitution, how it started, how the process was done, and how it is being run in present time. So constitution, when we all know, right, India got freedom on 1947, but let me tell you, the concept of constitution was started before this. People at that period of time, the leaders of this country, our leaders, understood that since we are going forward to the time where we are going to get freedom, but we need a constitution, isn't it? We need to run this country, we need a constitution. They realized. So what happened, there was a person named M.N. Roy, okay, in 1934. He was the first person who called for the word constitution. He was the first person who first used the term that give the idea that, see, since we are approaching towards freedom, we need a constitution. So M.N. Roy কে ছিলেন, উনি একজন কমিউনিস্ট ব্যক্তি ছিলেন, ঠিক আছে। সো হি ওয়াজ দ্য ফার্স্ট পারসন যিনি বলেছিলেন যে আমাদের একটা আইডিয়া দিয়েছিলেন, একটা কনসেপ্ট দিয়েছিলেন যে আমাদেরও একটা কনস্টিটিউশনের প্রয়োজন আছে, আমাদেরকেও উই নিড টু ওয়ার্ক ফর মেকিং এ কনস্টিটিউশন, we need to start a constitution. So কি হয়েছিল, in the year 1934 he was the first to tell that we need a constitution or give the idea about the constitution. So what happened in the next year, in 1935, INC, that is the Indian National Congress Party. So at that period of time, the sole power was in the hands of INCs, and all the leaders were, almost all the leaders of this country were included in this party, Indian National Congress. And তোমরা হিস্ট্রিটিও পড়েছো নিশ্চয়ই, ইন্ডিয়ান ন্যাশনাল কংগ্রেস কীভাবে ফরমেশন হয়েছিল, বা ওদের কী কী কাজ ছিল, কী কী রুল নিয়েছিলেন, ওদের ওদের অনেকটা অবদান ছিল, isn't it? All the leaders were there. They were the ones who have the concept of getting freedom. They were the ones who understand the problems of the people of this country. So they were the ones who worked, who were fought for this freedom, and they were the ones who understand that we, after independence, we need to run the country very smoothly. We have to address all the problems of the people of this country. So we need to prepare a constitution. So কি হয়েছিল, অথরাইজেশনটা কবে দিয়েছিল, 1934 কি হয়েছিল, 1934 M.N. Roy কি বলেছিলেন যে we need a constitution. He gave the idea of the constitution, and in 1935 what happened, INC, that is the Indian National Congress Party, given the authorization, that accepted it, that given a অথরাইজেশন মিন্স কি একটা লিগ্যালাইজ কনসেপ্ট দেওয়া যে হ্যাঁ এটার প্রয়োজন আছে বা এটা অথরিটি একটা পাওয়ারফুল জিনিসটাকে একটা গুরুত্ব দেওয়া ইজন্ট ইট গিভিং এ ভ্যালু গিভিং এ ওয়েট ইন ভেরি সিম্পল টার্ম আই এম ট্রাইং টু মেক ইউ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্যাট কি হয়েছিল আইএনসি কি করেছিল 1935 এ বলেছিল হ্যাঁ দ্যাট উই নিড এ কনস্টিটিউশন অ্যান্ড উই নিড টু ওয়ার্ক ফর দিস so MN Roy was the person okay try to remember he was the MN Roy was the person who first said that we need a constitution. He was the one who gave the idea of the constitution for this country, and in 1935 INC was the one who gave the authorization of preparing this constitution. Okay, after that what happened? As you all know that Indian constitution is the one which is the very largest and the biggest constitution of this world. No other constitution is as large as our constitution, okay? Because all the leaders of this country, what they understood that we have to address all the problems of the section. We cannot leave a section of the people that we can address the problems later, but they have to include the solutions all in the constitution itself. From the very first beginning they understood that they have to address all the problems. See so now you have to understand that the process was started during 1934, isn't it? The concept started, the authorization happened, but this period is what? It is before independence, isn't it? We got independence in 1947, right? So at that period of time India was not divided, that is at that period of time when this concept was started, okay, India was not divided. Now in 1947 what happened? At that period of time Pakistan, Bangladesh and all those things were they included, okay, it was a vast country, so there were many problems. So what happened? Okay, now you have to understand that the concept of making the constitution was started before independence, okay, and India got freedom on 1947. So there was a big change during this year, because earlier when the persons we were talking, the leaders we were talking about the needs and how to make this process and about preparing the constitution, some of the leaders what happened after the division of the country, they went to Pakistan, okay. So some of the leaders got deducted and some of the leaders remained who continued. The undivided Indian leaders, sorry, the divided Indian leaders, what happened, then they continued the process. So what happened, there was almost for making the Indian constitution almost 3 years were needed, okay. So another important thing is that you have to understand the August of 1940. So this was the, you can say that this was the foremost important thing for because of which our constitution was made, okay. So 3 things were there. 1934 the idea came of making the constitution. In 1935 it got the authorization and the acceptance of this idea of making the constitution. And what happened in 1940 is that India got an offer from the British that yes, you can sit for the there was an acceptance of making the constitution. At that period of time what happened, India was not independent, isn't it? All the rules and regulations for making any kind of rules and regulations or any organization in this country, we needed to get permission from the British government, British India government, isn't it? You already know these things, so I am not going there. So what happened in the August offer, what happened, the British India government give permission that yes, okay, you can make the constitution. The idea was the demand for making the constitution for the India itself, because already the process of handovering the power was there, isn't it? In the history you already know, and these things are given very clearly in your history subject. So what happened, the government gave the British India government gave the offer that yes, you can make the constitution. The idea was accepted, and what happened in 1946, in the year 1946 what happened, assembly was made, okay, not the constitution, okay, but the assembly, that is the formation was of assembly for making the Indian constitution was made in 1946. It was on November 1946. What happened? The assembly was made, okay, that is, so in the year 1946 for making the Indian constitution the assembly was made, but not the constitution, okay, only the assembly. The assembly was decided to. So after getting the offer, the acceptance from the British government, what happened next? In the year 1946 November, okay, in the month of November, what happened? For the first time, assembly was made to constitute the Indian constitution. In the year 1946, what happened? The assembly was made, not the constitution, okay. In the same year, in December 1946, what happened? For the first time, the leaders meet, okay. The leaders meet. They sit for discussing. It was the first meeting of the leaders about how to prepare the Indian constitution. The first sitting was in the year 1946. So from there, what happened? The process of making the largest constitution of this world was started in this year. So what happened? That is, the first meeting was on sitting for discussing about the preparation of the constitution was done in December 1946, that is on the 9th December 1946. But what happened? তোমাদের এটা বুঝতে হবে that this sitting was before independence, okay. So at that time, what was the thing? The thing was that the India was undivided, okay, and all the leaders which later what happened went to that side, that is went to Pakistan. These things are different, okay. So what happened? They went to that side, and the second meeting was done there at this date, that is on August 16, 1947. So as I said, the members of the Constituent Assembly were not directly elected, okay, they were indirectly elected. That is, they represented the different communities of this country. For example, one was the leader who will be, basically they gave importance to the minority sections, okay. So there was 3 sections: Muslims, Hindus and Sikhs. So from on the basis of this, the leaders were indirectly elected and they represented these communities, okay. So another thing is that as I said about the British provinces and princely state. So from British provinces there were 292 members, okay, who were also indirectly elected and they represented these provinces. Whereas from the princely state, what happened? The members which were involved or which represented this princely state were not elected, okay, they were nominated. So you have to remember that these members were indirectly elected, but the members who represented the princely states were nominated. So total members of the Constituent Assembly was 385, okay. So another important thing is that in the Constituent Assembly there were 2 sections, okay. There was 2 parts, that is 2 parts. One was the constituent part and another was the legislative part, okay. So from in the first day, from the first sitting, they will be constituting, they will be discussing, and all those things will be done on the sitting of the by the sitting in the Constituent Assembly, and the next day they will legislate these things. So the duty of the legislative members were as the same now in present days what the members of the parliament does at that period, and the works was same. So this Constituent Assembly, so the importance of this Constituent Assembly was, like, the affairs of this Constituent Assembly was actually the important thing was that, and this Constituent Assembly was headed by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, okay. He was the head of this Constituent Assembly. আমি যেভাবে বলেছিলাম যে কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট অ্যাসেম্বলিতে কি ছিল, 2টি পার্ট ছিল, ওকে. একটা ছিল কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট পার্ট আর একটা ছিল লেজিসলেটিভ। তো কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট অ্যাসেম্বলিতে কী হতো, কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট পার্টে কী করতো, ওরা লিডার্সরা ডিসকাস করতো কীভাবে হবে না হবে, ওইসব জিনিসগুলো ডিসকাশন করা হতো। অ্যান্ড দ্য নেক্সটে কী হতো, এই জিনিসগুলো লেজিসলেচার করা হতো। সো কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট অ্যাসেম্বলি কী ছিল, ডক্টর রাজেন্দ্র প্রসাদ, তোমরা শুনেছো ইজন্ট ইট? তো রাজেন্দ্র প্রসাদ কী করছিলেন, উনি ছিলেন এই কনস্টিটিউয়েন্ট পার্টের হেড ছিলেন। সো ওনার আন্ডারে এইসব কাজগুলো হয়েছিল। অ্যান্ড ইউ হ্যাভ টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, তোমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে সব কমিউনিটি থেকে স্পেশালি কী করেছিল, ওরা ডিভিশন করেছিল, মুসলিমস, হিন্দু, শিখস, এরকম করে ইভেন ক্রিশ্চিয়ানসরাও ছিল, ইম্পর্টেন্স দিয়েছিল সব ধরনের কমিউনিটিকে, মাইনরিটি, স্পেশালি দ্য মাইনরিটি সেকশন অফ দিস কান্ট্রিতে কী করেছিল, ওদের সবাইকে একটা ইম্পর্টেন্স দেওয়া হয়েছিল অ্যান্ড সবাইকে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করার জন্য লিডার্স দেওয়া হয়েছিল সো হোয়াট হ্যাপেন we didn't need in direct election because all these communities, all these sections were represented by these elected leaders, okay, elected members, and they discuss all the affairs, all the problems, all the needs, all the demands of this community, that is the community which they will be representing in the constituent assembly. So I talked about the constituent assembly also, which was headed by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Another thing is that সবথেকে ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিসটা কী ছিল যে এই জিনিসগুলোকে ড্রাফট করা সো দ্য মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট অফ দ্য কনস্টিটিউশন ওয়াজ দ্য ড্রাফটিং পার্ট বিকজ ইট ওয়াজ দ্য লার্জেস্ট কনস্টিটিউশনস অল দ্য থিংস ইন ডিটেল were discussed in the assembly, all the things, all the demands from the very small community to the largest community to the majority community, all things were there, represented, they discussed. So what happened, the constitution became a largest one. So the main work, the toughest work was that how they have to draft. So the drafting community was set, okay, it was met, and drafting community was headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So in the drafting committee what happened, all these things were sketched, মানে একটা স্কেচ বানানো হয়েছিল সব কিভাবে প্রিন্ট ডকুমেন্টেশন করা হয়েছিল, ওকে. So under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, so he is also known as the father of our constitution. So another important thing of the constitution is এখানে কি কি আছে না আছে, রাইটস, রুলস, পাওয়ার্স, এইসব জিনিসগুলো আমরা নেক্সট ক্লাসে ডিসকাস করব. So in today's class you have to remember all the things, that is the beginning of the formation of the constitution from 1934 to up to 1947 I have discussed, isn't it? And the most important date is 1950 26 January. So what happened at that, though the constitution was already met ready within November, but it came into force in this date, okay. That is why we celebrate this day as Republic Day, isn't it? Because our constitution, which was made after all this process and all these labors and discussions, it came into force on 1950 26 January, okay. At that day another three important thing happened, that our national anthem, national song, and our president was elected. That is, all these three things got accepted on this date, okay. They got authorization, they were legalized, and all those things happened in this date, and this day is known as a Republic Day. That is the legal enforcement and the working of the constitution, of our constitution, started at this day. So beside all these things, formation, many other things are there, many other details are there, but we are going to discuss all those things in our next class. For today, this much. Thank you.
Hey there, subscribe to my channel and also press this bell icon.